Hello, race fans. This is Larry Supermouth Huffman, AMA Hall of Fame announcer, and this isn't Supercross. It's Wednesday! And you're watching Bay Fishing with Roman and Brian. Stand by while the boys teach secrets of bay bass fishing with Roman on his 6-second nitro-burning pedal drive kayak, and Brian in his Cool Baits high-speed dragster boat that he takes out every Sunday. Be there!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fishy Hour. What's up, Brian? How you doing?
Awesome, Roman. How are you?
Good. Shout out! First chat in the stream as soon as it got published was Mr. Ghost. What up, Joe Mar in the house? Woo woo! Round of applause for Joe Mar. Whoa!
Hold the bus. Is today your birthday?
My birthday?
Yeah.
No.
Oh. Joe Mar. All right, keep going. Sorry.
That's so funny. Woo! Joe Mar trick Brian.
Thanks, Joe Mar.
Joe Mar dropping $1.99 for being on set with the on-set super chat. Thank you, Joe Mar. And also, let's play this since we're starting out the day, and we missed this. There we go. Starting the week off. A little MMFC official club member Jomar in the house. Thanks for joining the club. Oh, you can't hear me? Oh, you can't hear this. You can't hear the sweet music they're playing. No,
I do not hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me. Oh,
I barely.
Got it. I don't think you can hear me when the alert is playing.
Oh, gosh.
Can you hear me now?
Sorry.
Oh, that's weird. Interesting. Oh, I know why.
I'm already starting out the show as a major rookie here. We've only been doing it for 2 years here.
Oh no, it's all good. It's my bad. All right, I think we need to figure that out later. But yeah, so Jomar, welcome to the club, Mad Max Fishing Club officially. Now you have access to the San Diego Bayfront Mad Max Fishing Club house with all the awesome amenities. Enjoy. Stop by the lounge. Stop by the tiki bar. It's an outdoor tiki bar. It's be nice. Yeah. Get yourself a drink. All right. Speaking of drinks, Brian, let's start off the show with a little pop top.
Excellent. All right. So going for the bubbly tonight, sparkling water.
Nice. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best pop top you ever heard in your life, 1 being the worst, rate that pop top. What up, Steven? Welcome.
Going all out. The big day.
Oh my God, you guys are funny.
Got my Christmas cup out. Thankful
nice.
and grateful.
All in the middle. There it goes. What's up? I see some new faces in here, guys. If you're new to the chat, type in first timer in all caps. We can say hello and welcome you to the community. As you may have noticed, fellas, your badges, some of you guys' badges have changed color to the 2-month badge. I think it's bronze. I think it's bronze, and it goes to silver, and then it goes to gold, I think. But congratulations. Thank you for the continued support. Very awesome of you guys. I see Mr. Zach Riggs. I see Dario. I see Roy down in SD. I see Mark G. Captain Adobo. Thanks, guys. Very cool. And then I see the new members. So Aaron and of course Ghost. Spinning Rod Rebel. What up, dude? Welcome. I didn't notice you.
I love that name. That's a cool name.
Yeah, that's a good name. Fancy, says Oscar. Yeah, Oscar, nice. First timer, Steven. Is it Steven or Stefan? Do we pronounce it with like a V sound or with an F sound? Let us know. Welcome to the community. If you have any questions about what we're covering, fishing related, please ask it in the chats. Nobody's going to beat up on you for asking beginner questions. If you have beginner questions, we appreciate those, and we'll try to help you as best we can. My badge is green. I'm a pinhead. No. That's funny. All right, let's do this. So my pop top scale of 1 to 10. Tell me the best pop top you ever heard in your life. 1 being the worst. Here we go. Rate this pop top.
What's up, Jesse? Saltwater Slayer. Ooh, nice rip. You quick and to the point. You didn't milk it like I did.
What was that? How do you go? How do you think about that one? Oh, hello, Dave Rage has become a member of the Mad Max Fishing Club. Brian can't hear me right now when the music is playing. I'm sorry, Brian. Cheers. Cheers, everybody. Cheers.
Right now?
Cheers, Dave Rage.
Cheers.
We're just shouting out Dave Rage for the new subscription to the Mad Max Fishing Club. Officially became a member. Now he has access to the cool badge next to his name, along with the emotes. I want to see some emote spam, guys. Emoji spam. Can you guys do that real quick so that people know what's up?
Every time somebody brings up that emoji, I cannot hear you, so that's a good time for you to say something weird, I guess.
I'm just shouting out whoever became a new member. So Dave Rage just became a new member. Welcome, Dave Rage. If you guys can't find the join button on your phone or whatever device, just type in !join into the chat, and the Nightbot will give you a link. Thanks for spamming those emotes. Let's go. Very nice. Oh, Eric Lehman with a super chat, $5. Guess what it is, Brian? Guess what it is? It's not anything to do with movie reviews. You said, "Happy non-birthday, Roman." Woo!
All right. Is that Eric? Is that Eric?
Thanks, Eric. That's awesome.
Hardest working man in Ramona.
Brian's just gonna have to watch the replay. Say salty. Oh, that's good. Very cool. Okay, guys, we have a lot of stuff for you today. Brian, like always, did an amazing job. I'm gonna go ahead and give him a shout out before we even start the show because I know he puts in a ton of work. So let's get right into it. You guys are in for a good show tonight. Let's do this.
I think so. A lot of work into this one, so hopefully it goes good. All right, so we have a bunch of announcements to make. We're going to start out, as we always do, with our announcements of what's going on this weekend or future events coming up. If you're new to this show, welcome. This is the show where Roman and I teach you how to be a bay fishing master. The guys that have been watching this show for a long time, back when we were on Fishy Hour, now we're on Roman's channel, have been watching us for a long time, and you can ask them in chat, have they learned and improved their fishing skills since watching Fishy Hours? And I guarantee their answers will be yes. I hope so.
Very good.
If you're into bay fishing, this is the right place. This is the right night. We're going to show off some, Arnie took some pictures at Mary Macmas with his professional style camera, and I'm going to show those pictures off tonight. So that's where we're going to start out with Mary Macmas. And the main topic tonight, and I always try to include a good fishing topic on what I see going on. I see a lot of you guys. I know Christmas is coming up, Roman, and people are shopping for gear, right? People are looking online. People are going to shops. Hopefully, they have some gear they can sell you.
Yep, that's right.
Christmas is coming up, so we're going to talk about how to select a baitcaster reel. So we're going to talk the basics on baitcaster reels. And hopefully by the end of the show, you'll have a good working knowledge on how to select yourself a bait casting reel for the bays.
And then Saltwater Slayer had a question about selecting a rod for his 2500 size reel. I'm about to put a link in the chat. romancaster.com/resources. Click on that. That's the kind of rod you want. You get the rod that's on the website. It's a feather, or you can get a rod that has a similar specs. Okay, just take the specifications from that rod. Go to your local shop, tell them I want a rod that can do this, and they're going to say, okay, here's one rod that can do that. This costs $200. Here's one rod that can do that. That costs $100 or $50, and you can choose whichever rod you want. But the things that it needs to do, like the ratings for the different details, are in that post. That's what you want, okay? Cool.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good rod too. Phoenix Feather. I like that rod. All right, so after Mary Macmas, we're going to do our main presentation, and then we do a thing every week called PB Shoutouts, where I show fish that were caught this week by people that are either their PB or they're proud of them. So we're going to show off some local fishing, and at the end, stick around for the end because we always have a lot of fun at the end. Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because Hyder. What up, Hyder? Welcome back. Let's go. Oh, what? HCX Pulsar in the house. Oscar's back too. What's up, Oscar? Let's go. Sorry. I know I'm getting hype. Hyder walked in here. He said someone caught a boot and gave a dislike. Not me. I'm bit.
Yeah, we'll take dislikes, likes, whatever you'll give us. They all count the same. Hey, if you guys can't hit that like button and leave a comment after the show, we get that's like extra credit for us.
Yeah, exactly. Very nice. Very nice. I know who it was. I know who the disliker was.
It was Eric.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, so let's get into our first announcements. We got a lot of show to get to. Next Wednesday is our annual Christmas show. So if you've been watching this show for a year, What's up? Is HTX Polestar back
is.
in there? What's up, dude?
Welcome back, Oscar.
Texas chapter in the house. What's up, Oscar? How are you?
MMFC
so
Texas
he was
chapter.
somebody that was on last year. So this coming Wednesday, December 15th, we're going to have Mary Macmas live.
Danny
basically.
boy in the house. What up? Let's go. Okay.
Joe Diego. All right.
Joe Diego, let's go. All right.
So next week is going to be our live Mary Macmas, where we have guests on, everybody in chat, hopefully to participate. We'll get as many people as we can get on the show. If you want to participate and have 2 minutes, basically last year, I'm not kidding, the show went, I think, over 3 hours.
Yeah, that was
It was
insane.
like an epic.
It was
You
like
could either watch Lord of the Rings or you could watch Fishy Hour. That's how long it was.
It was awesome though.
So
it was pretty awesome.
yeah, it was. This year we're going to limit everybody to about 2 minutes, just so we can get more people in this year. Yeah, if you want to come on, direct message Roman, direct message me, Instagram at Brian Likes to Fish, Instagram for Roman Castro, or you can go through our Discord and let us know, hey, I would like to come on and say a little bit about your year in fishing, or anything you would like to say in those 2 minutes.
That's right. You can share a little quick story. You can share your best catch of the year. You can share what the club means to you or doesn't mean to you. It's gonna be a blast. Day Rage, your shield looks fantastic. You look awesome in green. Welcome. Woo, woo.
5-hour show, Zach. I think my voice would probably get out.
Can't wait for next. Is it next Wednesday already?
Next Wednesday.
That's right. Next Wednesday. Woo! Epic show.
December 15th. I also will be reaching out to a few guys if you want to be on the show. So hopefully I'll get some input, and hopefully we'll stack the show with some guests. All right. That's the announcement for that. This weekend, Roman, do you know what this weekend is? This Saturday, 6 a.m.
Oh yeah, Saturday we're doing the teams fishing tournament.
That's right. DFA is holding a tournament, a teams fishing tournament. There's a lot of local clubs that are participating in this. Basically, it's 5-man teams all competing against everybody. I think the Shore Pounders are in there, maybe Yak Ninjas, DFA, MMFC. We got a lot of people participating on it. That is this Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Roman has gone over the rules completely. I don't think there's anything else to talk about as far as rules go.
There was some confusion on the rules, and like some changes were made or not made, whatever. I spoke with Aaron and we kind of hashed it all out. So he's going to be putting out a post either tonight or later this week before the tournament. There's Eric. What up, Eric? What up, Aaron? He's going to be putting out a post with all the rules in one place, and that's the one we're going to go by. Okay. He's going to have it out soon. Aaron, let us know when you post it. If you're going to post it on Instagram, just let us know when you put it up, and then people will go check it out. That way everybody's on the same page. All the rules are we kind of like went overboard on specifics. That way there's no gray area, and we take care of all of the details ahead of time in case there's any misunderstandings on the road. Okay, let's leave it at that. Cool. Okay,
a little news. Unfortunately, I just read that Jesse is tested positive for COVID, but he has very mild symptoms. Jesse, our prayers are out to you.
No, Jesse.
I'm sure you're gonna be fine, and heal up, buddy. We'll see you in, I guess, 2 weeks, right? When you heal up and get better, please.
Are you quarantining Jesse? So Jesse was on one of our teams, so we're gonna need an alternate, right?
Yeah, we can discuss that in Discord after. We'll figure it out.
Okay, we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out in Discord, guys. If you guys have been wanting to get on a team and you couldn't get on a team, now's your chance. Jesse might not be able to fish, so we need someone to replace him in his team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the DFA tournament. Okay, the only 2 things I want to mention about this, Roman, is I have written it on my hand. The codes are going to come out in the morning, and you need to have your code in the picture. I've seen during Spotty Bowl, many people catch a fish and didn't put their code either on a piece of paper, write it somewhere where it's in the picture, the code that you're going to get. If that code is not in there, that fish will not count. So write it on your hand. That's what a lot of people do. And then when you take your picture, you got your hand in there. It's automatically on there. So don't forget your code, guys, on Saturday.
Okay, so Jesse plans on still fishing since he feels okay. Okay, cool. All right, cool, Jesse. We're good. All right. Yes, okay, this is good.
All right.
So.
And the other thing I was going to mention about this, Roman, is the only other thing I want to mention, guys, is make sure you don't forget this at home. Some people forgot this at home, and this is like a sprint. We got from 6 to 1, so don't forget your bump board. This is the only thing that a fish will be accepted on. If you show up with one of these, the tape measure doesn't have a bump board. This is not considered a bump board here. Don't show up with a tape measure, guys. Show up with with an actual fish measuring device with a bump board, which is this part right here, to put your fish's mouth against while you measure. This is also an acceptable bump board. Anything that has a spot for your fish's lips to touch and that has legible markings on it. So don't forget these guys. Don't show up with a tape measure.
Very cool. Steven's got a comment. He said, I wish I could fish with you guys Saturday. Steven, a lot of people in our club are not going to be fishing the teams event, but you can still fish. There's another event happening that same day in the same area. It's the Toys for Tots event put on by the SoCal Yak Anglers. It's going to be at Fastlane. So you can show up there and fish that tournament if you have a kayak. It's a kayak fishing tournament. It's a kayak fishing tournament, and they do it also with the hog trough and a measuring board. So if you're interested in fishing that, you can fish that. There'll be a lot of Mad Max in that competition too, I think.
Yep. And if you don't have one of these measuring devices, I know Fastlane carries this type, which is a standard hog trough, and Walmart even carries this for like $8 if you need an emergency one.
Good call, Salty. We'll figure that out offline. I like that idea. Also, guys, I put together 3 voice channel groups in our MMFC Discord server. So it's Alpha Bravo Charlie teams, and each team has got their own communications channel. So you guys can talk to each other while you're on the water, and the guys that are in those teams are the only people that can log into those voice channels. So even people from our own club can't get into those voice channels. It's just exclusive for those 5 people. I can get into all of them because I'm the administrator, but I won't jump into your team, just so you know. But yeah, we set them up. We tested them earlier today, and they seem to be working. So if you do get a chance, go in there, look for your voice channel for your team, and see if you can jump in. And then if you can jump in, that's great. And then try to jump into the other 2. And if you can't jump in, that's the way it should work. Okay, just verify that for me when you get a chance. Coach said he's on for next Wednesday. Coach will take a 2-minute slot. 2-minute slots, right? Yeah. We'll double Coach's slot. We'll give him.
Last year, Coach had like a bug zapper or something going by his head.
That's right. That's right.
Looking forward to seeing you Wednesday, Coach. That's gonna be good. All right. Anything else about the tournament, Roman?
I think that's it.
Okay. Let's. All right. A little bit of sad news. I think this is our last announcement. There's going to be no Fishy Hour the whole month of December for the remainder of December on Mondays. Roman is taking Mondays off. Go ahead, Roman.
Yeah, I'm taking Mondays off, guys. It's a lot of work, and I'm doing this thing where I'm trying to figure out the YouTube channel, guys, honestly. And so I get homework assignments that I need to work on, and involve like looking deep into the channel and trying to figure out what videos to make next and all that good stuff. So it's good. It's good for what we're doing here. And then also like, I just want to spend time with my family more. My kids are getting a little bit older and they want to do things with me. And this time slot is like prime time for them. By the time I'm done with the show, it's shower and go to bed for them. Right. And I usually miss dinner with them on Mondays and Wednesdays. Right. So I just want to spend more time with them. And then, so for now, we're going to try it out for the rest of this month, right? The rest of this month, we're only going to do shows on Wednesday.
We'll be here Wednesday nights, guys.
We'll be here Wednesday night. Boo! You can't get time back. Yeah, exactly, Mark. You can't get that time back. Exactly. My kids are not going to be this age ever again, right? Only 7 hours in a day, though.
Not right.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. But yeah, like
give us more time. Why don't we give us more time for Wednesday? We'll make Wednesday like a double duty show.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And then that doesn't change anything else on what we're building here, guys. Like I think we've hit a point in MMFC where like, and I keep saying, this is like, I'm like measuring or something. I'm like, I have a quantity of something. I have like a book or something. We've reached a point in the club where like, if something were to happen to me, and I don't like to talk about this kind of stuff, but if something were to happen to me, the club is still going to live on, I think, and that's fantastic. We've seeded it, and we've got a great group of people in there, and we have an awesome culture in that group. And as long as we keep it that way, like it'll continue on. So it's for a good. It's overall great. Like just like Brian was talking to me earlier today, and we're talking about Macmas. It's pretty crazy. Like it's very nice. It's a very cool thing to have. Anyway, let's keep it going.
All right. Speaking of Magnus, let's move on to, I got one. I want to show, thank you, Arnie, first of all, for taking all these awesome pictures. He gave me the SD card right out of his camera. So these pictures are probably a little better quality than what we're used to on this show. So thank you, Arnie. I'm going to go ahead and go to screen share, Roman, and I'm going to set up a slideshow of Mary Magnus for you guys that didn't get to attend it.
Let's see. Here we go. Tell me when you're ready.
Okay.
And
ready to go.
There we go. What's up, Tyler? It's been a while. Welcome. Brad M.
up,
Morton. What's up? Welcome to the channel. I missed this. I missed the beginning. What was the best reel? Yeah, we haven't got to that section yet, Brad. We're doing the Mary Magnus wrap up. That is coming up here shortly. I'm ready, Brian.
Okay, go. So you guys that did get attended, here we go. Mary Magnus. That is, I think, Captain Dan, of course, with his pizza shirt on, and he is standing in front of the. Captain Dan made us all pizzas, and thank you, Captain Dan, for that. They were excellent, and I think that's Dan's neighbor and Eric in the background right there.
Yep.
Here's, I'm just going to go through a slideshow like this. I'm just going to say a few things about it. There's Zach in the background getting ready for his pizza. It was all warmed up. Captain Dan, thank you so much. It was like a professional operation, Dan. It seriously was. Those pizzas were excellent.
They had all the ingredient buckets going.
Yep, there's a pizza being cooked in the portable oven. That thing was killer, too. And we had two of them actually going. I don't know who brought the second one, but thank you for bringing that also. And I think that's a pizza before it went in the oven. Captain Dan had like a little menu set up to where you could have a special order one, I guess, or you could just go with what he's already cooked. And there he is.
What up, Zach?
What's up, Zach? I know that smile. Hey, Zach, looking like he's having a good time there. And is this Shiba Inu? No, is that Bo's dog?
It's a Samoyed.
Samoyed. I think Bo brought his dog, and that dog was super soft. That dog was a fancy indoor dog. That dog did not live in Ramona. It was a super nice dog. There's our fearless leader, Roman, enjoying a piece.
Slaying
That's Saltwater Slayer right
slaying
there.
that pizza.
Let's see some of the Macs enjoying their pizza. Looks like Adobo eyeing the table. If you didn't know, it was a white elephant. Everybody put their gifts on a table, and that was a lot of fun, the white elephant. There's a few more Macs, Eric. And thank you, Eric. Eric was our server for the night. He was cutting the pizzas, helping Captain Dan all night. Thanks. He's always working. I think this is Arnie's wife enjoying her pizza.
Yep.
That's one half of the Bay Creepers right there. You can tell he's creeping. That's Leonard.
No, on the left.
I think that, I don't know.
I think it's Muto.
Yeah, I think so. And here we go. Okay, so the night doesn't go on without some kind of competition. Anytime the Macs get together, and we went out, we started casting out into the bay.
Wait, go back like 3 slides.
What's that?
Go back like 3 or 4 slides. Did you call a mirror something else? Go back 3 slides. One more. Right there. On the right. That's a mirror.
Yeah, that's a mirror.
Yeah, okay, cool. Somebody said he called him something else. All right, keep going.
Okay. And we went down to the bay and we did some casting. And of course, Kevin C. Samurai, that guy, I don't know if anybody in San Diego could cast further than him. That guy has got it. That coach came out with like this 10-foot, 12-foot casting rod. And Kevin put that thing almost out to the island. It seemed like he could cast that thing. And the funny thing was, Roman, it had like a steel bolt on it for casting.
Yeah.
But man, that guy can cast.
And
I think that's him right there. That's him casting that.
That's Kevin.
Maybe it was 20-foot long rod. It was huge. And it was super low tide. You can see that's the preserve area. There's the Max down there casting away.
We had Jeff there from OCT right there too, in the blue denim shirt, and then Jomar back there with his double backpack.
And also, it looks like Dario. I handed Dario my 5-ounce A rig just as a joke. I brought it down like this little reel and this little rod. Everybody's trying to cast that. Hey, here's a Max.
That was a cool one. That was good.
And I'll share these pictures in Discord later if you guys want a copy. But here's our Max hanging out in low tide as we do. And 2 great kids. There's Roman's kids, wife.
Awesome.
Max enjoying the view. And here's a few more pictures. There's Salty, Dario, and Leonard. There's Cal.
What up, Cal?
Couldn't get away without Cal. And there's Dave Rage in the background, too. And that looks like Big Yak, Aaron, and Zach. And Muto and his wife, Jessica, and Roman. Everybody's having a good time. There's Arnie. There's the camera he took it with. Thank you, Arnie, for taking these pictures.
How do you take a picture? How do you take a picture of the camera was in his hand? That's weird.
That is weird, huh? See Bo. A lot of Max there. There's Marvin. Thank you for showing up, Marvin. New to the club. Cal.
And Oscar.
And Oscar. And I see Mark G back there. I see all the Max. There's Kevin. And there's also Jeff, OCT10 owner. Cool hat, Dario.
Cool shirt, Mark.
Captain Dan. And the whole time, Captain Dan did not really get to participate in the shenanigans. He was making us all pizzas. Thank you so much, Captain Dan. And this is me telling Eric about a movie. I was currently telling him about The Neverending Story, and I was telling him about I give it 4 out of 5 Max, and it came out in 1983, and it was a good movie. And I kept telling him movie reviews, and that's the face I got. See Roy.
That's awesome.
Some more Max. And then we went to the good old White Elephant Exchange. There's Roman getting the troops wrangled up to do this. No, the mailbox was not part of it. That is TV Metal Art made me that. That's my mailbox. It's also kind of like our MMFC mascot at this point. I just bring it around all our events. All right, let's start out. All right, I'm going to go through these pretty quick because we got a lot of pictures of this. But, hey, there's Big Yak Aaron getting he was the first one up, got himself some cool baits and some other gifts. And this to me is the funniest part of the night. Kevin comes up, he sees 2 boxes. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm getting this big gift right here.
Captain Dan's light made these shots amazing. Oh, what? Salty Dangler joined the Mad Max. Wait, what? What? Huh? What? Welcome, Salty Dangler. Woo! I thought you were already in there. Interesting. Welcome to the Mad Max Fishing Club, Salty. You now have access to the official Mad Max Fishing Clubhouse.
I'm just waiting for that music to clear up.
There it goes. Oh yeah.
All right.
Jazz.
And Kevin goes up to the table. He picks that, pulls it out. You can see by Muto's face. It was like a bedpan portable toilet. So I don't know. He was good spirit about that. That was hilarious to me. That was the funniest. Nobody took it from him. Amazingly,
nobody stole. And
I don't know who got him that, but thank you. That was hilarious.
The box was an herb garden, right? It was a starter. It was a starter kit for an herb garden. It was awesome.
But when he opened it, we thought it was wall spackle and a portable toilet. Adobo getting his gift.
That was George.
We got Muto giving here. George.
Jomar in the house. Oh yeah, you got a big giant box of peanuts with one sock. With
That's
socks.
me stealing the reel in the first round, which I did not get because good old Muto's wife, Jessica, snagged that thing right from me, and she ended up with it. Oh, thanks, Roman, for giving that nice gift, too.
Oh, good.
We got Dave Rage up there. Mark G getting himself some, looks like liquor. I ended up pulling out a Red Ryder BB gun,
Nice.
which is awesome. It looks like we got some Power Pro. Oh, that's the OCT10 also.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That got stolen so fast.
Yep. Jeff getting some M&Ms. Salty Dangler stepping up with some Kitex. And then Cal took my BB gun. Cal. You're allowed to steal gifts. He took my BB gun. And then there's Eric getting his. Zach looking disappointed.
Dave taking the L spin.
Oh, and then Dave Rage swoops in and steals the liquor from Mark. Look at that smile. Mark searching for his next gift. Roman Sons getting some nice, looks like slow pitch jigs. And then I'd like to say, last but not least, thank you, Captain Dan. You made that night very memorable. I don't know how much more I can thank you. The pizza was great. It really made the event. There's nothing like Roman like showing up and having a chef actually like cook really good food for you. Why you just show up and eat. I mean, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and thank you for what you do for this club, Dan. That was awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
And that is Merry Mac, Miss Roman.
Are we unsharing? Are we going back to?
I'm going out of screen share. Yes,
okay,
please.
Cool. Very cool, guys. Yeah, that's awesome. We've really lucked out with the food at our events. Remember we had the Spotty Bolt finals. That was some epic food right there too. So very cool. Let's see. So you see, Salty did get a second. Salty is on a second month. It is weird that the interesting. It's weird that the thing popped up. Cool. Anyway, right on. Zach says it was such an amazing event. Very cool. So fun. Very cool. Let's see. Oh, that's funny. I see what you said. I see what you did there. What a crappy surprise. Ha ha ha. Very cool. All right, ready?
I'm ready. All right, guys.
Cool.
So now that you guys have hung out and saw our Merry Macmas, I'm going to get into our fishing presentation, which I like to do every Wednesday, something about fishing the bays. And our main topic this night is going to be, I already brought this out, is selecting a baitcaster. I know a lot of you guys are shopping for Christmas, and I've seen a lot of back and forth in the Discord about, hey, what do you think of this reel? What do you think of that reel? So that's what we're going to discuss tonight. So how to select a baitcasting reel. One of the biggest things, I guess the first thing you got to think about is your budget, Roman. I mean, their reels can range from price from $29 up to 500 plus. So yep. You always have to think about your budget. And of course, when you think about budgets, the selection widens as you get a bigger budget, I'm going to say. So main thing about reels, though, one of the things you got to think about is personal preference. A lot of people, hey, go for Shimano, go for Penn, go for Daiwa, go for Alba Garcia, go for that. But personally, I think I don't stick to just one brand. I like all the brands, Roman. I have the Daiwas, I have Shimanos, I have all of it. So
that's right. Until we get a sponsor.
Yeah, it's kind of like, like Ford versus Chevy versus Toyota versus Nissan versus Dodge. I mean, it's kind of a personal preference. I think they're all good. I mean, the correct answer is Chevy, but I think they're all, like, if you go out and buy a truck, they're all going to be pretty good, right?
Until we get the fish hour Chevy. I don't want to hear that. The fishy hour boat with a fishy hour Chevy.
For me, the brand names are kind of a personal preference. I mean, yeah, it does put like a sour taste in your mouth if you bought a brand and 3 months later the thing's falling apart. You may not go back to that brand. And if you bought another brand and the thing's 2 years old, you never even service it and it's still ripping, that's something that gets engraved in your mind, and that's something from experience. But really what I'm talking about tonight is the first time guys out there, the guys that are brand new. I like to start at the foundation, the guys that they haven't experienced all these brands. It's overwhelming, honestly, when you walk in or you go on Tackle Warehouse or you go online or wherever you're shopping, and there's so many to choose from. One thing I like to do with reels, Roman, when I'm first selecting them is go to the tackle shop. You can go online and you can look at a picture of a $29 reel on there, and it says it has 11 bearings. All the specs are awesome, and it looks killer. You say it has everything. It's $29. You get it in the mail and you feel it, and it is the cheapest. We've all bought like a cheap reel online, right? It's expecting it to, because it looks, the pictures are phenomenal. So I like to actually go to the tackle shop, pick up that reel, and put it in your hand, because one of the things I notice with a lot of my reels is how does it fit in your hand? I mean, honestly, we all have different feels and different hands. So if it isn't comfortable in your hand, it may be comfortable in somebody else's hand, but it's not comfortable in your hand, you're not going to feel comfortable fishing that thing all day. So go to the shop, put it in your hand, see what it feels like. Like this old school Shimano reel I have, somebody gave it to me. I like it. It's an old school Scorpion reel.
Cool.
They don't even make this one anymore, but it just doesn't feel quite right. So I end up not using it a lot because it just feels too wide for my hand. And then I go to like a Daiwa Lexa and it feels perfect in my hand. So you can't always judge from a picture. You got to go and I think actually feel the reel if you have the opportunity to do that. It's if you're first starting out. Another thing is to feel the handles. Some people, like I know a guy who just got a Daiwa reel and it came with these round handles.
Joe Diego with a $5 super chat. Well, let's go. Gig up. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. So go and feel the handle. I mean, like he cannot stand this round handle, so he ends up not using it. So he bought a reel online and didn't know that the handle was going to feel the way it did. And he's not used to this type of handle. He's used to more of this spade style flat kind of handle that feels comfortable. So make sure you feel the handle. When you get there too, you know, open the clutch. Make sure that feels comfortable. Spin it, look at it, you know. And trust me, manufacturers put a lot of money, Roman, into the design of these. If it doesn't look like nice to you, like when you show up and you know, here's a reel from the 80s and here's a current reel. They put a lot of time and money into the looks of this so that the fisherman looks at that and they feel confident. It's like, I don't know, it's just, it has the look of a modern high-end reel. So you want to look at the reel, you want to feel the handle, you want to feel the clutch, feel the weight, feel how it feels in your hand. That's the first step. Personally, don't get sucked into guys that say, oh, only go Shimano, only go Daiwa, only go Alba Garcia, because I don't fall into that. Go into what your preference is. Just because I like Shimano or I like Daiwa, maybe you like Alba Garcia. So don't be intimidated by buying something that you like that maybe somebody has disparaged in the past, because you need to come up with your own opinions, I think, as you're starting out. So the handles. Next thing you got to think of, Roman, is what are you fishing for? That's probably one of the number one things. Are you going to go out and are you going to go on a half-day boat and try to catch some yellowtail or maybe some bigger fish? You have to think about what are you fishing for. Are you just going to be fishing the bay for spotties? And I'm going to get into reel sizes here in a little bit, but that's another thing that you need to think of before you go there is what are you going to be fishing for? And that's some advice that maybe once you get there, the guy behind the counter can help you with sizing your reel. So there's a big difference in the size of a 400 size reel and let's say an SLX 151.
Right.
And we'll go over the differences between those, but this may not be a very good spotty reel. And you could use it if you're casting like a heavy A rig or something, but if you're casting a 1/8 cool bait, you may not want to go with this reel. You're not going to want to go with this reel. You're not going to have a fun time with that. Next thing you need to look at on a reel is gear ratio, Roman. And what is a gear ratio? So if you look on every one of these reels, you'll see sometimes you have to really search them. Like this reel right here is a 5/6 to 1. And what that means is when I turn this handle 360 degrees, this spool has turned 5 times 0.6 around for every rotation of this handle. And what does that mean? So you like this right here is a 5/6 to 1. It's a slow going reel. And think of this as like a diesel truck, like a big diesel truck. And it's got low gears and it's a lot of it's got low gears and it's pulling in a heavy slow load. It's got a lot of power. And then you go to like this one,
incoming,
which
Brian.
Is
Jeez.
Go ahead.
I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. Waiting for the alert to pop up.
Okay, so and like this one right here is an 8.2 to 1. So think of this as like a sports car. It's not going to carry that heavy load, but when you're winding a specific lure, you want to bring in quick.
Let's go, Joe Diego, #1 fan. Let's go. $10. Thank you, Joe Diego, for the super chat. Woo.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Joe.
There's Todd. TV Miller in the house with a 1999 super chat. Thank you, Todd. What is this? Samurai holding a trophy. Let's go.
Oh my gosh, I didn't put my Spotty Bowl trophy up. Oh,
How
it's
dare
hanging
you.
it's hanging in my living room.
It's hanging over his head.
Todd, TV Metal Art, thanks for that. And guess what, Roman? I got Todd working on a secret project.
What?
Can't wait to see it, Todd.
Cave
TV
Dog
Metal Art.
joined the Mad Max Fishing Club. Thank you,
Gotta
Cal.
get the show going.
I need to change that alert because that's a re-up. Let's go, Cal! With the second month in the Mad Max Fishing Club, he says Daiwa JDM reels are fire. Welcome back to the club, Mad Max Fishing Club in the house. Cal, thank you, Cal, for continuing your support of the channel. Just on the second month, and as you can see, his badge is now a bronze badge. Yeah. Okay.
Cal? Thank you, Todd. Salty, yeah, I also have Daiwa, Shimano, Penn, Lose. I have them all, dude, and I enjoy differences in all of them. Don't stick to one brand, I would say. See what's out there, explore. All right, where was I? Oh yeah, gear ratio. So the 5-to-1 pretty much being one of the lower set gears, and that's for towing in. Slow, heavy, has a lot of power. 8-to-1 being like a sports car. When you're pitching something, you want to get it up off the bottom to pitch it again while you're going and going. That's when you're going to go to that high speed. So
Eric is like, oh, never mind. Keep going.
So, for instance, like my A-rig or a heavy or let's say a crankbait, something that you're going to be cranking down with a lot of pressure on it, something that's going to be slow along the bottom, something that you just want to crank in with a lot of power, that would be a lower gear ratio. That'd be your 5s, your 6s, 6-to-1, 5-to-1s, those gear ratios. Now, when you go up to like maybe like you're pitching to pylons and you're letting that thing fall, you're pitching your creature baits or whatever. Yep. And you want to just hit the bottom, bring it up, hit the next pylon, bring it up. You probably want to go with the fast one, like an 8-to-1. And then when you're doing like a buzz bait or you're reeling in your crock and you want to get that thing in quick, that's also where you go with a higher gear ratio. The goal is, Roman, is to actually be cranking this the same speed, right? Get your cadence going the same speed. So no matter what reel you grab, you're turning this fast. You're not turning this fast.
Yeah.
You're always turning like this same speed. So you select what lure you're fishing for the gear ratio that you need. You don't want to be casting out a 5-to-1 every time you're pitching something and you want to get it up and it's just like this to get it up. You want to be casting. The goal is to get the same cadence going with different gear ratios.
That makes sense. But I'm going to jump in real quick. There's also that, I'm not sure if you're going to cover this or not, but like the distinction between the gear ratio and the power, the torque you get.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So think of it as like when you're riding a bicycle that has gears, right? When you put your bicycle in a lower gear, right? It turns, you can spin the pedals faster and it feels like less work, but the bike is barely moving, right? But you can go up a hill, right? You have torque. And then if you change the gear to a higher gear where your pedaling is more closer to the ratio of the actual wheel spinning, it becomes harder. But one crank of the pedals gives you a lot more wheel spin, right? But it becomes harder to push that pedal down or whatever. So that's kind of what you have to think about, because you don't want to get a giant fish on like a fast reel, right? Because then, and well, it depends, I guess, right? But like,
well, think about this, Roman. They came out with 2-speed reels, like when you're offshore fishing. So if you're dropping something down at the bottom and you don't get a bit and you want to reel it up real quick, you got a high-speed gear. But when that big fish gets on there and you need that mammoth amount of torque to get that thing in, you have an option to switch it into a lower gear. So that gives you a good representation of what a gear ratio can do for you. And a lot of it is also what type of fisher you're fishing for. Are you fishing for bass? Because with most of the spotties we fish with, we can get away with any gear ratio.
Yeah.
Most of our fights are pretty quick. And for me, it's not so much about that torque. With that style of bait fishing, it's more of my lure. Am I going to be pitching to where I need to get them in real quick so I can get to the next pylon? Or am I going to be dragging it really slow along the bottom with a lot of torque with a big, heavy A-rig? So for the bay, I don't worry so much about that. I'm more worried about the speed that my lure is traveling.
perfect.
Okay. Universal, if you're going to pick one, say you're going out your first bass reel, And you want it to fish everything. I want to pitch with it. I want to fish my cool bait with it. I want to fish my A-rig with it, everything with it. A good gear ratio to go to is a 6:3 to 1. That's something right in the middle. It's not super fast. It's not the torquiest as that, but if you're going to pick one, if it's your first reel, go for the 6:3 to 1. That covers most everything. Cool baits, swim baits, top water, spinner baits. That 6:3 to 1's a pretty good middle of the line one right there. Another thing you're going to see when you go, and I didn't talk about this too, on the boxes. If a lot of the time, I know I've mentioned this before, on the boxes they have all the information directly right on them. If you go and you ask for them if you ask to see the box, if the guy behind the counter doesn't know quite all the specs on it, it'll tell you right on the box. And you're going to see something on here called IPT, and that is inch per turn. Hold on, I got Dink going. You guys see Dink right here?
Yeah. He's like, "What's up, guys?"
All right, Dink, you're gonna get the push and you're gonna get the water spray.
Oh.
All right, there you go. Sorry, guys. It's hard to concentrate when a cat's like rubbing against me and a tail's like.
He's like, "Come on, pet me, bro."
This is my garage. All right, yeah. So you're gonna see a thing called IPT, and that's inch per turn. And what that basically is how many every time you turn this thing 360 degrees, how much line is that bringing in? And there's a lot of factors that go into that. Not only the gear ratio, but also the spool size. So you might have let's see here. I got a Tranx 200 and a Daiwa Coastal 200, and they are both, I think, 7.2 to 1, no, 7.3 to 1, 172, 173, but this one right here is 32.2 inches per crank, and this one right here is 30 inches. So even though they're the same size reel, right, and they're the same gear ratio basically, because of the different sizes in that spool, that can also affect that. So if you're not quite sure, when you pick up a 400 size reel, that's like a 5 to 1, and you pick up a 100 size reel, that's a 5 to 1. Because of the spool size, the speed will be quicker. So you can look at the inch per turn on every box. They have that.
Awesome.
Yeah, and also something you want to look at on the boxes too is what type of line are you using? Are you using mono? You might step up a reel if you're using braid, because sometimes with these 100 size reels, when you load them with mono, it could be less than 100 yards. You know, they don't hold a lot. On the box, it'll tell you exactly how much line it will hold with that diameter. But a lot of us are going to braid, so when braid came out, one of the awesome things about that is we could go with these smaller reels. They hold so much line, because the braid diameter is about half of what mono is. So to me, I love sizing down. I get good casts out of these little guys when I'm casting like a 1/8 ounce bait with braid on these little reels in the bays. I love it. To me, when I catch a spotty on this reel versus when I catch a spotty on my 300 size Tranx, I actually have a lot of fun with this. Yeah. I actually prefer going light. I know there may be that one day where I hook into a big giant bat ray and I wish I had something bigger, or but we're specifically targeting bass here. So I like to go smaller just because I still get a ton of line with the braid. Spool size, something to look at, 100 size, 200 size, 300, 400, 500. In the bay, I don't see us using much bigger than a 300 size reel, Roman.
Yeah.
Majority of my reels I use, my A-rigs, I use a 300 size just because it has that crank.
Yeah, that's the only
that cranking torque.
That's the only time I use a 300 size reel in the bays for the A-rig. Yeah.
A-rig, and if I'm throwing something really deep, maybe if I'm going for something besides a spotty, if I'm going for a horn shark or something like that, maybe with some cut bait, I'm going to the 300 size reel. But honestly, guys, 200, 150, 100 for spotty fishing, that's probably a good area to stay in, minus the A-rig. 300 size reel, I always have 65-pound braid on it too, so it's a torque monster. You get into something big with that A-rig, like a big halibut or something. Yeah. That 65-pound braid is super nice to have when you get those big halibuts, because you can just muscle them in that way. Another thing you got to think about is what you're casting, Roman. So are you casting an A-rig? Are you casting a 1/8 ounce cool bait?
Yeah.
That's going to make a big difference. If you try to cast a really light lure on a big 300 size reel with, say, 65-pound braid, you're not going to get the sensitivity. You're not going to get the distance you are going to get out of a smaller reel with maybe 20-pound or 30-pound braid on it. So when selecting your size, you got to think about what you're going to be fishing with. Like I said, 200, 150, 100, that's pretty good size. When you get down to the really light stuff, the 1/16th, the 1/8, even quarter and 3/8, I like to go with the 150 or the 100, maybe with a 1/2 ounce, the 3/4, a 200 size. Anything bigger than like 1 ounce, I usually go with a 300 size. And it's just my rule of thumb. The little reels just cast those lightweights a lot simpler. You're gonna be happy in the long haul when you do that. Other thing to look at, but don't be fooled by this, is ball bearings.
Yeah, that's right.
Ball bearings, like the SLX, I think may only have 4 or 5 in it, I think. And then you go to like some of the other ones, and they have 11 ball bearings. More ball bearings is smoother. More ball bearings is probably better. The higher end reels have 8, 11 ball bearings, and usually that translates to a much smoother reel. But a lot of us use this SLX, and I think it's 4 ball bearings, and I think also works really well for the bay. Casting wise, I haven't had any problems with that. So don't be totally set on, oh, it's only got 4 ball bearings, or it's only got 6. This one's got 11. I'm not totally sold on that. I think they're smoother, but I don't think the 6 and the 4 ball bearings are not good for our bays. So don't be totally fooled on it. If it has more runs. Usually the more expensive reels have more ball bearings, and they're just smoother. But I think you can get away with less. And make sure when you get a reel, it has either sealed bearings or shielded bearings. That's very important for the way we fish. The more expensive ones have that, and that makes them more resistant to saltwater. So look in the specs to see if it has sealed bearings.
1.21 giga bearings.
I know guys like Salty Dangler go into those reels anyway, and I know he like swaps out like the Boca bearings in them and makes them
Primo.
really high end. You could take a reel that you currently have, if the bearings have kind of worn out a little bit, and you can bring those things back to life by ordering a set of bearings and popping them out and popping in new bearings, and you'll be shocked on what like a 2-year-old reel, by buying like $30 set of bearings or $20 set of bearings, you'll be shocked on what that'll do to a reel. Materials. So like the SLXs are made out of a composite material, and that's probably how they can get it in that $99 price range. For me, it feels light. The more expensive they go, like this is probably like a 7. I'm not sure the weight on this. I'm guessing like a 7 gram or something like that. I'm not even gonna guess. It's a little heavier than when you start going to the more expensive ones. That's one of the major things you're gonna pay between a $49 reel like this Bass Pro Shop Enigma to this SLX. It gets a little lighter, and then you go up to like a Daiwa Lexa, and they start using a little bit better materials. Some will use magnesium or aluminum, and those materials make these things lighter. And all the specifications are really tight when they start getting into those different materials away from the composites. So it just feels like it's put together a little better. Everything feels tight. It may last a little longer. So that's one of the things you're getting from a $99 reel to say a $200, $300 reel is those higher end materials. Magnesium. When you hold a magnesium reel, you can feel exactly how light it is. You're like, holy smoke, I can fish with this all day long. I'm not even going to feel it. So that's one of the major things you pay for. And general overall quality. I mean, when you pick up my $29 reel and I feel it, it feels like a plastic reel. It feels, so the more expensive you get obviously a little bit better quality. All right, Roman, let's talk about, hopefully that gave you some ideas on selecting a reel. Now we're going to talk about setting up a reel, Roman.
Awesome.
So I'm just going to take the SLX just because it's like
The best.
it's like a common bay reel, or the Tranks or the Lexas. These are all very common.
I think the SLX is a good bay fishing reel for salt, because like, I mean, it just does well in the salt, and it's $100. It's a good middle of the road. Yeah, what do you think?
I have 4 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
So obviously that's what I think. I think for $100, it's a great reel.
Yeah. Also, Salty's got a good point.
actually,
Salty's got a good point. Like, yeah, the magnesium reels, those will get shredded in the salt. Like, magnesium has a reaction to the salt water, like it's worse than rust. It just kind of melts.
What ends up happening with those is that you'll see this little bubbling going on,
Yep.
and the finish will come off. They get nasty.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things that you're paying for. That's what you're going. So yeah, make sure that you have a saltwater rated reel. The Lexa, the Tranks, the SLX, all saltwater rated. The SLX for $99, yeah, I think it's a great reel. I got a lot of them. They have actually 3 different models. This is the basic one for $99. If you go to the next model up, it's got a magnetic casting control knob on it. And then they also have one that's a digital cast. I don't have the digital cast one. I prefer just the least expensive one. That's the one I usually grab. When you get this reel, you have to set it up, Roman. Right out of the box, if you go to cast this thing, you might get a backlash. You may be like, hey, what the heck's wrong with this thing? Every time I cast it, it's got a backlash. You have to set these things up out of the box. As you get better in fishing, you'll learn how to adjust your reels to where you can cast that thing, and you don't even have to worry about using your thumb. You will use your thumb, but when you get better at setting these things up, you can cast this thing any direction, and you won't have to worry about backlashes once it's set up correctly for your style of casting. And one of the things you want to look at inside of them, when you open up an SLX or any of these reels, they have these high-speed centrifugal brakes. And you can change the braking system on this. I have mine set up, none of them turned on. This is my like a pitching reel, so I have a total free spool. But get a little closer. You can see these things, and I think there's 6 of them on there. And basically what that does is it's the end of your cast. When you're casting this thing and it's about to hit the water or it's going into the wind, it's the end of it. It's not the first portion of your cast. That's what this is going to control, the end of your cast. So if you're getting a backlash right before it hits the water or when it's in midair, it's because you need to adjust this. I personally usually have 2 of these on. So to turn these on, you just click them down and click 2 of them down. And now what those do is when it's high speed spinning, it has a centrifugal clutch that will actually rub very slightly on this part right here to control that thing, to control the spool so that the lure is not flying faster than the spool is spinning. Once that spool is spinning faster than that lure is traveling, that's when you get that backlash. Best thing to do, I think, when you set this up is just turn them all on. You got it right out of the box, turn them all on and work your way backwards. Start clicking them off, and the better you get casting this thing, and you'll find that sweet spot to where you might just have 2 on, you might have 3 on, and that's where you're not getting your backlash. So starting out, turn them all on. Start casting, maybe click 1 off, click another off, and then once you start backlashing or it's not feeling comfortable with casting it, maybe click 1 back.
Interesting. Yeah. Also, guys, when you're turning on these brakes, make sure you try to do like opposite sides. So like, don't do them all on one side. Like do one on one side, opposite side. Like that one had 3. That one had 6. So if you're gonna do 3, you can do every other one, just to balance it out.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, exactly what Roman said. Okay, and then you have the other portion of your cast control, which is the cast control knob. And this is a lot of people don't even know about the high speed centrifugal. They just don't realize it's actually in there, and a lot of people will just adjust it by this knob right here. And this is actually for the beginning of your cast. So if you're backlashing like right as you're releasing your thumb, something's not going right, that would be the cast control knob. That you don't have that correctly set up. So the beginning of your cast control, mid and finish is the high speed. And to set this up, you're right out of the box. What you got to do is open up the clutch. And you want to put your lure on there, whatever you're casting. This is a 1 ounce cool bait. Put it on there, and then you're just going to turn this until that lure lowers just a little bit slowly. And then when it hits the deck, it doesn't backlash.
So I think that's
where you're going to start out.
Brian, do we have those backwards? Because that casting control knob works at the end of the cast, right?
This is for the beginning of the cast. The high speed is for mid and end of the cast.
Okay, cool. Oh, okay. But when the bait hits the deck, right?
This is just to set up the cast control knob. So when it hits the deck like that, it has not backlashed. That's not like. Here, I'll show you. I'll loosen it up, and see now it's spun around itself a couple of times. So your first time you get it out of the box, put whatever you're casting on there and set this knob up so it's just going. And then after a few casts, you're going to slightly start loosening it up until you get those 2 things correctly set. And once you get those correctly set, you'll be casting that bait and you will not be getting backlashes. You won't even have to use your thumb. Some guys, like my son, he turns everything off. It's as loose as possible. Once he's casted so many times, he's got thumb control down to where he does not need any casting breaks. He's got good enough to where he can just, and if you get to that level, you can cast it basically as far as that reel can cast without any of the breaks on. But it's going to take a lot of time on the water, a lot of practice to get to that level. I don't do that. It would drive me nuts because I don't like to get backlashes. So I always have a little bit of break on mine. I don't have, like I said, I have like 2 out of the 6 high speed, and this is usually pretty loose for me because I have pretty good thumb control of the time. But if you're just starting out, don't worry about the long cast. Let's start with just getting so you're not getting 100 backlashes in a day.
All right, and let's clarify something real quick because Salty's saying the opposite that you're saying, and let's just think it out, okay? Here,
Gotcha.
might as well, because I don't want to. Let's try to make this. Let's try to figure it out. So, the centrifugal force gets created when the reel is spinning fast, right? And it's pushing the pins that we let out against the outer plate of that thing, so it's creating drag to slow down the thing. So I think that's initial. Like the initial cast is probably where it's spinning the fastest, right?
I think more the high-speed brakes is for when you're like hit wind, or it specifically hits that water, and that magnetic control or that centrifugal control will help you with the backlash at that point.
Okay.
They both work together, so one's not going to work without the other.
Right. Okay.
But what I've found is the beginning of your cast is more of the cast control knob, and the middle to end when that bait is zipping is more of the magnetic control. But they won't work without each other, so you have to set them both up.
Okay, and then for the cast control knob, that's got to work also at the end, right? Because when the bait hits the water, or when the bait hits like for example the deck right now, right? When the bait hits the deck, there's not enough speed, there's not enough centrifugal force to push the pins out to slow it down. So it might
absolutely. I could see the logic. The second it hits the water, it needs that tension on it to stop it from spinning extra fast.
Right, without thumbing it, right?
That makes total sense to me.
Okay, I'm just trying to like make sure that everything's on the same. We're all okay. Magnetics are So and Ghost is saying the magnetic ones are for the midair.
The high speed portion of the cast, the mid-air to right before it hits the water, and also when it hits into that wind. That's a good conversation to have.
It's good, it's good.
A great conversation.
So all right.
And I want to point out when we say magnetic, a lot like the Daiwas, they don't have those the centrifugal clutch in them that we click. They actually have a knob on the side, like this one's labeled 1 to 10. And 1 being, I think, the least resistance, 10 being the most. So one of the nice things about the Lexa is you can do this on the fly. So if you're getting some backlashes, you might start out at 1 or 2 and work your way to get those longer casts, start backing that out till you get to your comfort zone. But these will actually work with a magnetic, not with that centrifugal like the Shimano's do. So that's one you can adjust on the fly. Same concept, just a different way to adjust it. A lot of them have that style.
Okay, cool. Okay, so Salty sent me an article. Let's just read it. And it says so centrifugal brakes. Okay, and like I was a little bit off on this too, I guess. So centrifugal brakes work only during the first part of the cast. Think about what happens when you make a cast. You use your rod to slingshot an amount of weight, lure and line towards a target. Your spool instantly begins turning at a high rate of speed as your cast sends your bait into the distance. If your spool is spinning at a greater rate than the lure is traveling, then your line will get loose within the reel, right? And you will end up with a backlash. Think about it like a cooked piece of spaghetti on a plate. Push the spaghetti from one end, and what happens? It just bunches up in your plate. But if on the other hand, it's being pulled by something, the lure weight, at the same rate as you're pushing it, the spaghetti stays straight. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I think we need visuals. That's good.
Well, they don't work. One does not work without the other. So
It's true.
you need to adjust them both.
Cool. Right.
And, and you'll see once you get casting that thing, once you get that centrifugal clutch down or that magnetic clutch down, and that it makes your day a lot easier on the water. So
Hold on. Yeah, it makes sense. I don't know who this is. If it's a real person or not. Can you? You need to change your. You need to fix your name. Change your name. Somebody in the chat.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But if you're
funny going on.
something funny's going on. But if you're a real member, change your name back because you're about to get. I'm just gonna give you a warning. Just change your name back to what it was if you're part of the group. If not, you're gonna get removed and you won't be able to see the chat. So, let's see. There we go.
Okay, last thing I'd like to talk about is matching the correct. If you already have a rod, matching the correct reel with the rod. So if you have like this Daiwa Proteus boat rod, you're probably not going to put an SLX on this rod.
What do you mean? It's perfect. That's good.
I mean, you can if you want, if that's all you got and you want to do that. But what you're going to really notice is when you go to these smaller rods, and we're talking bay bass fishing too, is like when you go to one of these smaller rods, they have that sensitive tip. They're a little more parabolic. And then when you go to throw those light lures, it actually will get a bend and give you an assist into the cast. When you go to those broomsticks for the bay, that's all you got. Go for it. But make sure you match the reel with the rod. Like the Phoenix Feather, I love this one. It sets up perfectly with an SLX. And it just, when you look at the rods, I already did a show on rods, but basically they have a line rating and a weight rating. So make sure you match up the correct rod with the correct reel. And perfect. I think that's it for some gear talk tonight. Does anybody have any questions, or you have anything to add to that, Roman?
Yeah, let's get some questions going, guys. It's dude, there's so many people, like there's so many, like we had like bots in here today and a bunch of random stuff. I was telling Salty we're going big time now, dude. We're getting bots. We're getting kind of random
bots.
Yeah, dude. Okay, let's see. Split screen. Okay. Questions.
Brian likes to get spanked. What the heck is that? Is that somebody's name?
Somebody's weird name.
Saw that.
It's got the band hammer though.
I like it. Bring it in. Whatever. Get all the Brian likes to whatever out of your system. That's pretty hilarious. Band hammer. No. I like that one. That's hilarious.
Hope it wasn't Eric we just banned. Eric, are you still here?
It probably was. It's probably Cal. I'm not going to tell you why, but it was probably Cal.
Oh.
That's funny. All right, yeah. So that's hopefully you learned a little bit about shopping for a reel in there. Main thing I like to shop for is getting the correct size. Get the correct size for what you're going to be fishing. Check that gear ratio. If you're not quite sure, stick in that medium range of 6'3", 7'2", maybe. The 5 is pretty specialized. It's not a lot of bay fishing with that 5-to-1 gear ratio. A-rig maybe, but I would stick with the 6'3", 7'2". That's probably your closest range.
It was Eric. Jesus.
Give him the boot.
That's right, so funny. Question: which reel is the most well-rounded for? What's that?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Which reel is the most well-rounded for multiple types of fishing? Says Zach.
We've had another reel conversation when we did spinning reel versus bait casting reel, Zach. And a lot of the questions I saw on Discord this week were about bait casting, so I went into that.
Yeah, we're talking about Baitcaster.
The other type is spinning. If you're talking about brand new people and you're only going to get one setup, you're going to go try to fish for your first time, I'm always going to recommend a 2500 spinning reel. That's like probably the most common size for the bay, and for a beginner, that's easiest.
Yeah, and for Baitcaster?
And for Baitcaster, 200 size or 151 size.
Yeah, 150.
If I'm going to tell you straight out, if you're going to get one reel, your very first reel out, you're just brand new to bait fishing, you decide you want to get a Baitcaster, get this SLX. It's $100. You're not going to be disappointed in it. And then once you got comfortable with this and you think you want to maybe get something a little better quality, two I'm going to recommend are the Daiwa Lexa They make that in all the sizes we're talking about, 100, 200, 300. Shimano Tranks. And they make I don't own one, but the Penn Fathom is also a really good one. They make a low profile bass reels now that are really nice. I haven't had the opportunity to fish one, but everything I've heard about them are really good. So I'm going to say 200 size.
Is there someone backing up to your garage?
Is Eric leaving at somebody's in my driveway.
Eric's backing up the backhoe.
Yeah, something.
Go look.
Can
Go
you
look.
hear that?
Go look. I can hear it. I can hear the backup alarm.
I'm not gonna look.
It's getting closer.
It must be Amazon. Eric, you got me looking over my shoulder.
I know, Eric. Dang. Repo truck says Aaron. Oh, jeez.
Open the door.
We have a question here from Mr. Donster? Mr. Donster, what up, Donster? Welcome to the show. He says, "How should I properly rinse my SLX reel?" Great question.
Great question. All right, for me personally, when I take this home, I will use the Salt Away product I said. I'll spray it on a rag, not on my reel, and I'll just wipe them down. And then maybe after every 5th or 7th time I get out, I'll take the spool out, I'll open it up, I'll clean it, maybe a little, put some oil on the bearings, go through a little more maintenance on it. But generally, for me, it's just a wipe down, getting that salt off it. I don't submerge it in water and crank it and try to get it, because that will actually push that salt into those bearings. I actually just spray a rag, wipe it down, get all the junk off it, and make it look nice for the next time out. Always, though, visually do an inspection on it. If you see salt or corrosion starting getting in a specific area, clean that immediately, because that can affect the reel's performance. And then, like I said, every 5 to 7 times out, or however comfortable you are, take the spool out, go through it, and clean it with the oils, and clean it with a Q. I use a Q-tip. You probably shouldn't, because the cotton can get into things. They make a specific thing that looks like a Q-tip that's a foam tip that you go in there, you can clean them out. But clean it and get the gunk off. If the thing's performing very poorly, it's probably your bearings. Eventually, the salt water is going to kill all bearings. So your bearings have probably gone out. You can go and get these things serviced. I think Mike at East County Bait and Tackle services them for like $25 or $35. Take it to them once they've got to that level and have a professional service it.
Very cool. Very cool. Someone said it was Eric pulling up a truck with manure.
Manure.
Oh. Eric sent one of his guys over to Bug Brian off the clock, of course. Oh.
Seems a little late for Amazon. Somebody's out there doing something.
Oh my gosh. Eric said he was at work.
Sure he is.
Or so he says.
Just like when you vandalized my dumpster, Eric. This is gonna turn into like a turf war. All right, so is that all the questions we have? Hopefully that answered enough of them.
I think so.
Did you guys like the going over the gear? Next week we're going to be having Mary Macmas, so December 15th we're going to have a lot of guests on there. If you guys during Mary Macmas want to give out some advice on gear or whatever, that could be part of your 2 minutes.
Yep. Show
off some of your gear. Tell us about it. If you have a reel you like that you want to show off, bring it to it. Give it a quick show off.
Aaron's got a question. He says, do you have a big garage or a small boat?
It's a huge garage.
Cool. And then Mr. Donster.
My boat's 22 feet long.
Cool. Mr. Donster's got another question. Says, thank you. One more question. Is there such thing as power handle for spinning reels? For spinning? Yeah, there is.
I do not own one, but I have seen those where it's actually like a whole grip that you can grab on. When he's saying power handle, like I have here my.
Just for like the bigger reels. That's kind of a power handle, I thought, though.
No, this is considered a power handle. Yeah. And this is like a paddle. So the power handle, the premise behind this is that you basically get your whole hand on here. I wish I would have had this when I caught that tuna. When I caught the tuna, I had a tiny little handle in there, and I couldn't get a grip. So when you're fighting something that's got a lot of weight, and a yellowtail, a tuna, something with a lot of weight, you want to be able to grip this thing and really get your entire strength into it. Yeah. Versus more of this type of handle where you're kind of just using your fingertips. Spinning reels, I'm sure they have one out there. Why wouldn't they? I know they do. I've seen pictures. I don't own one. Usually when I'm going to a big game fish, yeah, I'm usually like a bait casting style reel.
Is that 300 or 400 right there?
This is the Daiwa Lexa 400 TW, and it's called the TW because if you look, see this little guide right there? It looks like a T.
Yeah. Where's the W?
When you when it supposedly will help you in casting because it's wider. It's not that tiny little hole.
Very cool.
And you can see it moves up and down versus the standard Lexa. And when I say Lexas too, they don't just make one Lexa. They have the Win Lexa. I think it's the HG or HS Lexa, which is this one. And they also make the TW. So some
T-Wing, says Peter. Thanks, Peter. T-Wing.
There you go, T-Wing. So some manufacturers may make like the Lexa, I'm just taking that, but they also have 3 models of that Lexa. So if you get a Lexa for $199, which is this guy right here, versus a Lexa for like $349, the internals and also some of the casting components may be different, even though they're both called Alexa. And you can see the difference between I think this is HG or HS and the TW. So it just has that round. And the parts are a little nicer on this one. It's got like aluminum versus some plastic on it. So when you're looking at Lexus and you're looking online, make sure that you get the one that you're actually shopping for, because the models vary.
Very cool. We see Josh Castro in the house. What up? What up, cousin? I don't know. We're not related, but what's up? Welcome to the show. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. Eric says, I'm towing a little white Nissan truck. No way.
My work truck. I got all my good vehicles locked up in my garage, so I know where you live, Eric.
Are you kidding me?
All right, so if we don't have any more questions about that, I'm gonna go right into PB shoutouts.
Oh my God, are you serious, Eric? That's some PB shoutouts, boys.
All right, so I'm gonna go into my screen share here. What's up, Kevin?
What up? We're still live. Let's do this. We're about to go into PB shoutouts, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to be featured on the show, to share your catch, it could be a memorable catch. It could be a PB. It could be an actual PB. It could be just a really fun trip that you went out with some friends that you haven't been out fishing with in a while, and you want to send some pictures, send a little bit of a story of what happened. Gonna send that to Brian at Brian Likes to Fish on Instagram, or to Brian Likes to Fish on our Discord server. Send them some pictures along with a little write up, and we'll put you in the segment that's about to come up. PB shoutouts. Here we go. You ready, Brian?
Let her rip, dude.
All right. I'm trying to figure out which one it was. Is it this one?
Yes.
We've seen you out on the water. They say you fishing harder. I guess we'll find out this week on our PB Shoutout.
All right, let's go.
Sound in the city, Anthony. Thanks a lot.
Let's go, Cal. Woo!
There's Cal, double fisting. Okay, first PV shout out. This guy just entered chat. Sounds like he got a bunch of stuff at this SD Angler swap meet. This is Kevin Akata. If you don't know him, he's Sea Samurai on chat. He went out and he broke the MMFC record, Roman. And if you don't know what that is, in our Discord, we have our own club records. They just started in September. So if you've caught a fish in September, a lot of those records are vacant still. So let's start filling those things up. But Kevin went out and he got a 19.75 Vermilion rockfish in La Jolla.
That's awesome.
5.5 pounds. He caught that thing on a 8-inch Savage Gear Dragon Tail with a 1 ounce, looks like jig head there, or a VMC head, on a 30-pound braid with a 40-pound leader.
Slaying.
It's a nice fish.
Oof,
and there he is, measuring it like a pro.
That's right.
He's facing the correct direction. Lips are touching that bump board.
Mouth
He's
is
got
closed.
the tail kinked a little. That's a legit. One thing, Kevin, you need to do, though, it looks like a brand new bump board, is you need to take your Sharp bait and carefully fill in those measuring lines, because for the judge, that's hard to see. So make sure you fill in those lines on that bump board.
Kevin,
nice job.
Kevin, you just take a Sharpie, a felt tip Sharpie, hold it sideways so it doesn't write on the board, and you kind of just go over the little ridges of each little line on the board. It's pretty easy if you hold it sideways. If you try to draw straight down on it, you're going to miss it. End up writing on the actual board.
Yep. And just by the way, that dog right there, that's Johnny's dog. What's up, Johnny? Hope all's going well. That's Molly. Dude, look at that setup he's got back there. I just noticed that.
Did you change your name to Bubba? You got custom boat seat cover, boat seat backs. It was fun though. I fished on his boat since he put that up, and it's nice having all the tools right there when you need them.
Yeah, no kidding. That's pretty convenient. All right, next up, Salty Dangler.
Let's go.
Okay. Fishing the shallows around 3 to 6 feet of water. That's where a lot of these guys are right now. Saw some action, started following it, throwing it at, thinking it was a bunch of small spotties and halibuts. I turned around and tossed it into the deeper water with a 1/2 ounce cool bait with a 3.8 inch Kitech swim bait. He says the fight wasn't very much. So a couple small head shakes, one good run from the boat, and then he used his fish grips to get that thing in the net, or to get it into his yak because his net was too small. Don't you hate it when that happens?
What?
Yeah.
What that? 27 inches? What? Wow.
27 inch, 7.4 pounds caught on the cool bait. Awesome, Salty.
Wow.
He didn't have a picture of him holding the fish, so Salty, I included my own picture of you. Salty Dangler, this is his reaction. I think this is my thought of what he thought when he caught that fish. So, you know how long it took me to find that picture, Roman? But there you go. There's Salty
funny.
catching this.
Oh my.
27 inch halibut. I'm gonna leave it up there for a second. 7.1 pounds. Salty has a legit scale. And he's got an accurate weight. There it is with the bait he caught. Thanks for sharing that information. That looks like a pretty legit color. And look at this. He included this picture.
Oh,
I have
nice.
never seen
I like
such
that.
a fancy bump board in my life. Dang, Salty.
Salty,
looks like it's engraved.
Salty, did they put that for you? Is that part of the order process? It's very cool.
Yeah, Salty, put in chat where you got that thing. That thing is beautiful. That thing is nice. Even custom engraved, got his name on it.
I like that it has the card holder thing, like the ID tag holder.
Oh,
see that?
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Yeah. That's top notch right there. That's the big leagues right there. It's even got like a little lanyard or something so it doesn't lose it too.
Yep. Those things don't float for sure, right? Yep. Okay, so that's part of the ordering process. That's cool. I like it.
That is nice. All right. This guy right here. Next guy up. This is my third shot at getting this fish on here, Roman. First, I get his name wrong. Then I get the wrong fish. Jomar.
Let's
I hope
go.
I got it right. So here is our NMFC record for sheep's head. 28.5 inches, 19.44 pounds. He said it probably was 20, but the boat was bouncing. He couldn't get an accurate weight on it, but the official weight is 19.44. That's Jomar. That is a dang big sheephead. Okay.
That's super nice.
I read this last week, but I'm going to read it again just so you guys know the story behind this. It's his new PB male sheephead, 19.44 pounds. Wow. He thought it was around 20. He caught it on a Daiwa 20. A Daiwa 20 and an IC rod, 6'6". I've got this totally screwed up. I'm sorry, 6'6" Shimano rod. He was fishing in St. Nicholas Island, just past Catalina. 60-gram jig par slow pitch jig with a 30-pound floral and 30-pound braid and 20-pound floral leader. He was on a 2-day trip at a Long Beach. He was fan casting this and allowed it to drop to do its thing. And when it hit the mid-water column, he got bit.
Wow, I think that's freaking awesome.
It took a few minutes to get it in. It was pull and drag a few times. It was a great fight, great fish. And he also caught a nice lean cod that he didn't get a picture of. So congratulations, Jomar.
Nice dude. That's very cool.
He sent this picture of the island. I think that's where he caught it. Gosh, that is beautiful. And those conditions. Look at those conditions. Man.
I'd dive that.
You dream of a day like that. Look how flat that is.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful. And here's a picture of him measuring that guy.
Nice.
Okay, last thing I'm going to share. I'm going to do this quickly for you guys that are fishing the tournament or maybe watching that haven't fished a tournament before. This is the correct way to measure your fish on a bump board. You can see that there is a code visible written on the hand. The lips are touching the bump board. The mouth is closed, and the measurement is visible. This is the correct way to do it, guys. So for you guys that are fishing the tournament, make sure that you do this. If you're not, you may get a small deduction on your fish if the mouth is opened. But make sure that Eric can see a code and clearly see the fish's length and clearly see the fish's mouth. That's important. Here's one that got a deduction in Spotty Bowl. You can see the lips are a little open. This fish is, you can't see the mouth, so it got a small deduction. These are ones that got deductions during Spotty Bowl. That one has his mouth open. You can see Eric's, whoever took this picture, their leg is covering the fish's mouth. So you got to be careful, guys, for you guys that are new. I know you Spotty Bowl anglers.
There's no code on that one either.
Taking pictures.
There's no code on that one either.
Yeah, no code on that one. So, well, actually, I think he wrote it on the board here.
Oh, okay.
Code.
Okay.
So
Cool.
he has the code, but you can't see the entire fish. This one right here, the tail is pinched. We're not doing that, I don't think, on this tournament, but in Spotty Bowl, that is a pinched tail. This one, you got clearly see the mouth is open. So
yeah.
Here's some examples of fish that
Go back. Go forward a
that
little
is
bit.
it.
Go forward a little bit. One more. One more. That one. You can't block the whole fish. You gotta see the top of the fish at least, right?
The big question here is why is there a Christmas ornament in this gentleman's boat? What the heck?
He's got the Christmas spirit, all right?
All right. I guess so. I think that's Eric's, and he's got the good old blue tape. You need the blue tape, right? And that is it, Roman, for PB shoutouts. I'm going to exit my screen share.
All right. That was awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Man, that was a heck of a show. We also
yeah, at the end, we always like to have fun, so maybe we'll end this with a little bit of fun. So you can go ahead.
I'm back. We're split screen. Split screen. I'll put back. I see. Got you. Got you on.
Gotcha. So if you guys didn't know, even though Eric Lehman hates movie reviews, and he doesn't watch movies, I like to do movie reviews. Roman likes movies. Wait, you know what, Roman? I don't think tonight's the night for a movie review. Do you?
I don't think so. I don't think so, Brian.
I don't think it's night for a movie review. We got a tournament this weekend, right? We got a tournament this weekend. I need to rally my troops. Okay, MMFC. So this Saturday, when you wake up and get out of bed, head into that dank, filthy bathroom of yours, stand in front of that sink, suck in that gut, stick out that chest, and look into that mirror. Look into your eyes and say, today is the day. I'm going to spit blood and crap lightning. I'm ready to put a beat down on the bay unlike anything it's ever seen. Then you go and get in those jalopies that you guys call trucks. Reach down, turn on that radio. No. Turn off that song you've been listening to all week, that Bop. That off. And put on some Kid Rock. Turn that knob all the way up and rip it off. Drive on down to that bay. Unload those dried up pieces of plastic that we call boats. Pedal over to that spot. Be there at 6 a.m. And I don't want to hear any excuses how I'm cold, it's windy, I'm scared. Suck it up, buttercups. This is the big leagues. What are you waiting for? This is your moment. Do you want to be a champion? These fish are not going to catch themselves. You have to do it. These other teams, they're hungry. They're not going to go easy on you. They're not going to let off the gas. This is our event. At MMFC, we eat, sleep, we breathe, and we crap spotty fishing. I know this group has many people that have tons of potential. Now is the time to show your greatness. You got to have that something inside you, that's something that fires you up, something that drives you. To be the best does not rest. They keep fishing when things are hard. They fish harder. If you truly want this, you have to go after it. Believe in yourself. Have faith in yourself. Believe in what we've been talking about every Wednesday for 2 years. The guys that win these wake up with the attitude of a champion going into this event, knowing that you're going to leave nothing behind. Do you want to be a champion? Stand up. Mark G, get up. Eric, get up. Salty, get up. Adobo, get up. Dave Ridge, get up. Cal, get up. Jesse, get up. Get up. Stand up. You're all champions. You've been putting in the work. Now it's time to take what you've learned from Fishy Hour and fish. Never settle. Never settle. Never accept less than what you deserve. Now, MMFC, let's go. Saturday, I don't care what MMFC team wins, as long as at the end of the day, MMFC walks away as a champion. So let's do what we've been doing every weekend and get out there, snag the grass, and catch all the bass. See you guys Saturday.
Woo, let's go. What the motivational talk. Let's go, guys. This is it. I know, Eric, I know you're not participating, but still, you should be out there fishing anyway. It'd be awesome. So once again, guys, thank you so much for showing up today. Brian, awesome show. Thank you so much for taking the time to do the research and put the shows together. Very, very awesome. And again, nice little motivational pep talk. If you guys are doing the tournament, let's go. It's gonna be a fun event. Let's do this. If you have any questions, hit up Aaron at on Instagram. And let's see. It's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be good. I'll be back on Wednesday, I guess. Yeah. Oh, there's no show on Monday, guys. No show on Monday. I'll be back Wednesday with Brian. So Bait Fishing with Roman and Brian. It's gonna be a blast. If you have any questions, I'm always available on Discord. And there's also a Fishy Hour questions section in the Spotty Bowl Discord and in our Discord, so you can always put your questions there. If you're watching the show on a replay, you can leave your questions in the comments of this video, and we'll come back and look through them and answer them on the next episode, so we can get those answered for you. Let's see. Other than that, dude, awesome day today, guys. Very cool. Thanks again for everybody that re-upped their membership to the Mad Max Fishing Club, and to the new members, Cal, Joe Diego, TB Metal Art, Salty Dangler, Mr. Eric the Judge Lehman, thanks for the super chats. Dave Rage, thanks for becoming a member. Ghost, thanks for becoming a member, and for the super chat. So is that okay, awesome. Cool, guys. So I will see you guys Wednesday. It feels weird to not say Monday. All right, I'll see you guys Wednesday. You guys have a great night. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you. Good night. Good night, you bunch of badass